My name is Leora Acoca Goldberg. I'm originally from Israel, and I'm very passionate about teaching women and about wellness, their well-being, and really empowering women. And my message is that there is nothing you can do. I mean, we are all very resourceful, and I believe that the moment you realize that you can do really everything. And one time my best friend told me, you need just one person to believe in you to really achieve whatever you want to achieve. And I think I'm that one person that is there for women, to tell them that message that they can be healthy, they can get over health challenges and any issues that they have, just by really tapping into their inner source, their strength, and really believing in themselves. So my journey started as the former Miss Israel in 1981, and of course I was in the news and I was modeling, and but I was very, very sad and very miserable. I was suffering secretly from eating disorder. So that had not just a physical aspect to it of eating and bulging, but also feeling extremely lonely and not connecting and communicating. So on one hand, I had this image of a beautiful girl who needs to be thin and beautiful and smile, but inside I felt very, very lonely, and I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't feel like I have some kind of a strength that I could use to focus on this world. So my strength was really tapping into other people's reaction towards me and what they thought about me. So having eating disorders in the 80s was something that nobody knew how to deal with. And my psychiatrist wanted to give me some medication. So I was always drawn into natural therapies, and living in Hong Kong and Japan at the time, that's for 6 years, really taught me a lot about about the Eastern philosophies of health, like Chinese medicine, what is balance, yin and yang, and also the power of green foods. So we're talking at the beginning of the 80s, where food had nothing to do with health. At the time, people did not think that nutrition and our condition is related to each other. So I knew it back then, and I was drawn into learning the macrobiotic diet with Miso Kushi, and that helped me first to start to understand that I can eat. I don't need to fast. I don't need to be hungry, but I need to eat food that is real food, like greens and grains and beans and very small amount of animal protein. So that was a big discovery for me, because at the time I was eating a lot of carbs. That was really making me get even more eating disorder. So when I learned about what is a good, healthy diet and how it's related to what I feel and the bloating that I was feeling, that was a big thing, and I wanted to teach everybody. So I went and I became a macrobiotic counselor, and later on I studied also the raw food, and I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and I got certified as a health coach. So really, all my life I took everything that worked for me, and I thought, how can I make other women get empowered? And the last thing that I've done, which was about 8 years ago, being an Israeli who communicated in Hebrew, I said, well, I really wanted to communicate in English. And I went to Harvard Extension School and later to Columbia University, and I studied writing as well as digital marketing. So I started developing content in English, and where I can actually send my message to women in my blog, in my website, and also across the social media about what works, what doesn't work, and even features other women journeys, and to really share inspiring stories. I think we learn a lot from other people's stories. I always say that in every person's story there is part of us. And I know, for example, that I suffered from a breast implant illness, and I had a constellation of many, many symptoms that were not related to each other. And the way I learned about them was just by reading other women's stories on Facebook groups and finding out about also what I had to do, the next step and the next step. So for me, spreading information at the same time, also telling people, really inspiring stories about other women, not just by myself, it's really inspiring, and it really shows enlightened women their way into, okay, I can do that too. So my name is Leora, mean to me an aura, and I've felt, especially in the past years, that my mission is to just put light, enlighten people in issues that there is some darkness. It's too dark, and you just want to. It's there. The information is there. You just have to tap into it. So reaching thousands of women with information and true stories that are non-biased. Nobody is standing behind me. I keep my independence. And when I tell my stories, and I think that this is really powerful. So my story, from how I healed myself from eating disorder and into really where I am now, had to do with the journey that I took with the physical body, but also my emotional body. So physical body had to do with plant-based, a lot of juicing, good supplements, really the very basic, like vitamin D3 and B12 and zinc for immune system. And also cleaning my body, removing my silicone breast implants. And now I'm thinking, okay, I want everything to be natural. I'm beautiful as I am. I don't need a big breast to impress any man in my life. And just being truly myself is something that is so empowering to me. But also by sharing the story, I'm empowering other women. So I think that everything that is natural is supporting the body, and that will include also exercising. So I was always drawn, this is my studio in New York City, so I was always drawn to Pilates, and later on to, this is the equipment which is called gyrotonic, and it's an expansion system. So for me, I just want to expand. I want to breathe more. It's like yoga, you want to breathe more, you want to keep flexible. And I think that another thing is anti-aging. I think it's bad enough that I'm aging, so I really want to be at my best at every age that I am. So having children now that are 30 and 29, almost 30, and my twin girls, Neta and Noga, 29, of course, as we age, I want to keep up. I want to be what we call relevant. And the first step, I think, is having your health, your physical and mental and emotional health. And that's what I'm teaching women and for the media, actually.